It is the holiday season, the time to have a little fun out there, but there are some do's and don'ts that you should follow, from how much you tip to regifting, from hosting a party to being the guest. Culture and etiquette expert Sharon Schweitzer is here to answer your questions today, and all your texts are anonymous, so get out there and get that question in there. All you have to do is text us 336-379-5775. Remember, this is text only, so please don't call. All right, Sharon, first and foremost, let's start with honing our hearing. What happens when we have a bunch of people sitting around the table and the conversation goes awry?
One of the best things you can do as a guest is make sure that you listen for signals from the host or hostess. Many times they will say at the beginning of the conversation, let's talk about this. Why don't we steer in this direction? Or they'll gently guide the guests. Many other times what they'll do is they'll even throw topics out. How about those Nobel Prize winners? Has anyone read this best-selling book? Have you seen this movie? What travel plans are you considering? Those are all hints for the guests as to what direction the host or hostess wants that conversation to flow in. And if you are a little disruptor and you don't latch on to those hints, maybe you want to be invited next time. So it's really important. It's really important, Tanya, to listen to those and to be a good guest and converse along those lines.
All right, so many of us are going to be having our family and friends and whatever in and out of our homes for this holiday season. What happens if we have a rascal guest? You know, someone who is just really stirring the pot, making things difficult, making things awkward or uncomfortable. How do we deal with them?
One of the best things you can do is visit with them off to the side quietly, as opposed to embarrassing them in front of family, friends, or other guests. Ask if they can come help you in the kitchen, maybe cut some pie, maybe pour some coffee, or maybe go outside with one of the kiddos, and then just visit with them privately and say, hey, you know what, I really appreciate your opinion. I do want to hear what you have to say, but let's not do it inside or at the table in front of everyone. Why don't we do this offline later on? And hopefully they'll get the hint. If not, then maybe you're going to want to be a little more pointed and ask them to have a conversation with you tomorrow privately and offer them coffee or water or something to maybe dilute the adult beverage they've been enjoying.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to who do we tip this holiday season? What is appropriate and how do we do that?
One of the most important things to remember whenever you are doing holiday tipping is January bills are unforgiving, so we want to stay within a budget. It's a good idea to make a list, prioritize who are those folks who have been the most loyal and the most important to you this year. Who are the ones that have helped your family, your parents, helped you, your children? Put those folks at the top of the list. Maybe walked your dog while you've worked. You've had to go back to the office. But make sure you prioritize and then make a decision based on your budget. That's how you do it. Don't ever outspend yourself. Don't ever tip more than you can afford. That's so crucial. That's the number one thing. And then number two, as you go down that list, make sure you check organizational policies, Tanya, because many times organizations will say, these are our rules. We don't let folks have cash. UPS, FedEx, the United States Postal Service, they have very strict guidelines. So you want to find out. Many times teachers, professors aren't allowed to accept gifts. You instead have to give them a card or something along those lines. Maybe schools want parents to pool funds and get a group gift. Really think about what you're doing and look at the rules and guidelines.
Right, you'd hate to get somebody that you wanted to thank, get them in trouble for something. All right, let's talk about regifting, because we've all done it. And I don't even want to see you people out there saying, no, you didn't do it, not even once. Okay, so what are the rules for regifting?
When you're regifting, you want to make sure, number one, that it is not a gift that has been used. It has not been opened. it has not been unwrapped, that the seal is unbroken on that gift. Because if any of those things have been violated, you can't regift it. Number two, you want to regift in different circles. So if the gift has been given to you from someone at the office, you're going to regift to family. If it's a family gift, you're going to regift to friends. So you always regift in a different circle. And then you also want to make sure you regift appropriate things. You would not want to regift personal lingerie that maybe a spouse or a partner gave you. You wouldn't want to regift a personal fragrance that you really like and your spouse knows you really like. So there's certain gifts that are perfect for regifting and others not so much.
Right, and if it was like inscripted or inscribed to you, you probably shouldn't regift that one either. Okay. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with your text questions. We're also going to answer the question, should you be giving your boss a gift at Christmas and what is appropriate? That's coming up next.